Hello and welcome to G Fun Facts Online, where we dive into the science and technology shaping our future. Today, we're looking at a solution to two of the biggest challenges of our time: a rapidly growing population and a changing climate. And this solution is, quite literally, floating. That's right, we're talking about the incredible rise of floating infrastructure. It sounds like science fiction, but from entire cities to power plants, the future is taking to the water. So how does it work? And what does it mean for us? Let's find out. By 2050, it's predicted that nearly 70% of us will be living in cities. That's a lot of people, and not a lot of land to put them on. This is where floating architecture comes in, offering a way to expand our urban centers without paving over more of our planet. The most mind-blowing example is the concept of floating cities. And this isn't just a collection of houseboats. Think of fully integrated, sustainable communities floating on the ocean. A project that's making huge waves is Oceanic City, developed with the UN and the city of Busan in South Korea. The vision is a network of interconnected hexagonal platforms, creating a city with homes, workplaces, and parks, all designed with closed-loop systems for waste, water, and energy. It's a blueprint for a truly sustainable urban future. But you don't have to wait for the future to see this in action. In the Netherlands, a country that has famously battled the sea for centuries, floating neighborhoods are already a reality. Take Schoonship in Amsterdam, a community of 46 households on floating platforms, complete with green roofs and smart energy tech. They're proving that living with water, rather than fighting it, is a smart and sustainable choice. Now, what about powering this new world? The energy sector is also heading offshore. Floating infrastructure allows us to tap into more powerful and consistent renewable resources. For example, floating wind turbines can be placed in deep waters far from shore, where winds are stronger and more reliable than the areas accessible to traditional turbines. This unlocks vast new potential for clean wind energy. Then there's the wonderfully named photovoltaics, or floating solar farms. By placing solar panels on reservoirs and lakes, we not only save valuable land, but we also get a performance boost. The water's cooling effect makes the panels more efficient, and as a bonus, the panels reduce water evaporation, which is a massive win for drought-prone areas. The innovation doesn't stop there. In Rotterdam, you can find a fully operational floating dairy farm. It brings food production right into the heart of the city, cutting down on transportation costs and environmental impact, while showing everyone how sustainable farming can work. And these structures are even becoming cultural hubs. In Brazil, a floating pavilion serves as a pop-up venue for art and community events. And in Lyon, France, a stunning wooden structure on the Rhône River is Europe's first floating theater. So what's the engineering magic that keeps these marvels from sinking? It all comes down to the core principles of buoyancy and stability. Engineers have to meticulously balance the weight of a structure to keep it level against the constant push and pull of wind, waves, and tides. The buildings themselves must be incredibly tough to withstand the forces of the marine environment. This means using advanced, corrosion-resistant materials that can handle constant exposure to salt water. And of course, you have to keep them in one place. Advanced mooring systems anchor these structures securely, while still allowing them to move naturally with the water. And since they are often off-grid, they require self-sustaining systems for power, water, and waste, usually powered by the very renewable energy they're designed to champion. Ultimately, the biggest driver for all this innovation is creating a more resilient and sustainable world. For coastal communities threatened by rising sea levels, floating architecture offers a way to adapt and thrive. It avoids the environmental damage of land reclamation and can even enhance marine ecosystems by acting as artificial reefs for sea life. While there are still challenges to overcome with cost and regulation, the momentum is undeniable. The next time you look out at a large body of water, imagine it dotted with clean power plants, sustainable farms, and vibrant communities. That floating future might be closer than you think. Thanks for listening to G Fun Facts Online. Join us next time for another look at the amazing world around us.